You're listening to How I Met Your Monster, a podcast that explores the introductions to your favorite movie monsters. My name's Zach.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Casey.
And together we dive into the world of horror to find out how filmmakers have introduced us to our favorite monsters time and time again. This is How I Met Your Monster. Welcome to How I Met Your Monster, the show where we discuss the introductions to your favorite movie monsters. And welcome to our February bonus commentary episode. Now, I've got two people with me tonight to talk about Scream, but I've got them gagged and stuffed into the closet, just like Sydney's dad, until I'm done with my intro. Because I know that once I set them loose, they are not going to shut the fuck up about Scream, and I have things to say. So, this bonus episode would normally be exclusive to Patreon, but we are releasing it for free to everybody, so that those of you who aren't patrons can get a little taste of the bonus content that you'll receive monthly by joining our Patreon. So for just $3 a month, you get monthly commentary episodes like this one, as well as access to our first 50 episodes of How I Met Your Monster. So that's not too bad. That's not, Hey, you're supposed to be in the closet. Shush. So if you enjoy this episode, check out our Patreon and sign up for just $3 a month, patreon.com/howimetyourmonster. And make sure to follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your horror movie podcasts. And check out our social media channels, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're all over socials, so you can stay up to date with new episodes. Okay, you guys can come out. I'll get these gags off. I'll get the tape off.
Jesus.
How was it in there?
I swore I'd never go back there. You made us go.
It was nice to not be alone on that short journey that we were on.
That's true. We were not isolated this time, alienated from everything.
But now, another thing I didn't tell you guys, you now have 7 minutes exactly to talk about Scream 7 or whatever you want before we start the movie. So the timer starts now.
Okay. As you may know, a new Scream movie is coming out. This is why we're recording this episode. We're not just doing it because we love Scream, though we love Scream. We're doing it because we are part of the unofficial marketing team of Scream 7, and we're here to make sure that Scream 8 and Scream 9 gets greenlit as soon as possible.
I thought you said Scream Mate, like Scream Mate. Like you're my Scream Mate, buddy.
It's like Postmates, but it's for Scream movies. You can only order one of the Scream movies.
Yes. Yeah. Excited. I mean, I guess I'm excited they keep feeding these movies to us. I keep saying I will accept going out on a high note. I will accept that. I'll secretly wish that they made more no matter what. But if they keep making them, then I'm going to get excited and nervous and anxious all over again. And so that's where I'm at with this one. I'm cautiously optimistic, but also
yes,
I am.
Yeah, Laron and I have been texting quite a bit about this, and the phrase cautious optimism has been popping up quite a bit. I am in the same exact boat as Laron. So excited. I will never not eat these movies up. And yet I am always filled with a little anxiety. I'll never forget when I saw Scream 4 for the first time. I know it sounds like I'm being hyperbolic. I was in such a state of stress every time Sydney was on screen because I'm like, this is the thing that they're going to kill her. Oh my God, they're going to kill her. Like her first fight after, not who's the friend, Kirby, the I'm in the closet scene, not your closet, when she gets disemboweled.
Oh, yeah.
And Sydney fights Ghostface.
Oh, yeah.
I remember thinking, they have a really fantastic stunt team, first of all, because their fight is so, you can feel it. It feels so aggressive and intense. And I was like, there's got to be a reason. I think they're going to kill Sydney. They're just going to kill her halfway through. That's going to be the twist. And it's going to be about this new group. I felt it in Scream 5. I felt it in Scream 6, and she's not in the movie. I'm like, they killed her off. That's what happened.
She's gonna die off soon.
Yep.
Yeah. I just feel like with this new one, there's obviously a lot of backstage scrutiny involving how it came together. There was an original script that got scrapped and they have a new one. So there's a lot of anxiety about that. Like, what does that mean? What is being sacrificed in service of this new story? Do they have a good alternative for it, or was it just like we got to make something up now? Or but also like with I do feel a little bit better knowing that Kevin has at least offered at the very least some insight or some input into the writing, if not actually writing.
Yeah.
To guide it in a way that I think he felt comfortable with. I don't think he would move forward with it if he didn't like it, you know?
Yeah.
Sure.
But I am nervous about what it means to bring in old skeletons, you know, if you will. And
That's
how
a good point, though, because this is his, you know, the term legacy has been thrown around a lot ever since Scream 5. The idea of like legacy movies, legacy characters. It is his legacy. You know, sure, you could argue like, no, I'm not even going to argue that because it's not a paycheck. And I can't imagine someone who is as successful as Kevin Williamson would treat this as something where it's like, well, you know, the money was worth it, so might as well grab it. That's his name on the line. This is his baby. And for him to not only like have his name associated as a producer,
so they'll turn on you in a minute.
Yeah, exactly. And don't we know it? Scream 5, aka 5 Cream. Yeah, so I feel weirdly good. It's I don't want to go into it too excited, but it's not because I'm not excited. It's because of the cautious optimism. I want to be. By the way, I just want to say really quick, because this happened today. I've been on the fence about going down to Los Angeles to watch Scream 7 at the Vista Theater where they filmed the interiors for the opening of Scream 2, and we just officially made the trip happen. I didn't get the tickets yet because they're not available, so I'm going to be talking about cautious. He's so anxious. Just like, I remember when Scream 5 came out, I just sat. It was after midnight when I knew the tickets would be on sale, and I just stayed up for hours, just like reloading pages. I bought tickets for the movie at 3 different theaters. Like, why? Like, I'm like, that's insane. That's like so not healthy. And I knew it as I was doing it. I was like, "You're sick. You're sick. You're so
follow your bliss."
As I'm buying Scream tickets.
The world is a dumpster fire. Follow your bliss. It's not the worst thing you did. Most unhealthy thing you did.
So, thank you. That's such a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Zach, were we under 7 minutes, or do we have more time?
Let's see. No, we got like a minute left.
Okay.
But I remember just getting excited just the other day when I saw whatever trailer I don't know if they put out a new one or if it was the old one that I just watched again. I don't remember. But when it comes on the end and it just says Scream 7, just to like, there's 7 Scream
like we're
movies.
here,
and
baby. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, you know, we grew up and there was already like 9 Friday the 13th movies when we were kids.
Right.
So like now to see that like Scream is in like that same.
Well,
you know, it's always
still feels like a big deal.
It's cemented itself as one of those movies a long time ago, but now to be like,
I want them to
the catalog is so
and
weird.
then cut it off. Like, just go to 10, so we have I like even numbers. Don't leave it at 8 or 9. That's weird. Like, you know, do it. Stop it at 10. Go out on a high. Whatever you got to do, just like stick to your convictions, and then let's.
Can I pitch one? This is one pitch that I had, and it just popped in my head the other day. In 30 seconds, I'm going to say this. I thought if they wanted to take the Scream franchise and make it last forever, I think they missed the boat a little bit. I had a really good idea, or maybe it's a bad idea. It was a good idea to me, where they do Scream 5, where they bring the legacy characters back. They give them maybe it's a swan song, not necessarily meaning they all die. We have this new group, and obviously the Carpenter sisters are the main focus. It would have been neat if every subsequent sequel only followed, or at least put the focus on, like, for example, like Scream 6 would just be about Chad and Mindy going to New York. Like Mindy's going to film school, Chad follows her. And then it's about them and their group of friends. And then there's a new character from that movie. And then the Scream 7 is about that person. I don't know, a way to kind of like keep the connective thread, but not feel so beholden to, you know, I don't agree with this, but like some criticisms were like, well, how are we going to keep this focus on Sydney? Like, how much more can we pull from her lore? And I think that could have been a great idea.
How many freaking relatives does she have? You know, and why are they so mad at her? Like, she's like,
the Prescott family reunion. It's just like they're all sharpening their knives.
Like everyone wants to kill me for existing. I'm sorry my mom was a prostitute and that, like she, what I mean? I'm just a teenager. Like leave me alone.
You'd get to scream Scream 15 and it would be like Spaceballs. They'd be like, Sydney Prescott. And they were like, yeah, she was my father's cousin's
yeah, exactly.
brother's sister's ex-roommate teammate.
I do want a tropical Scream. That's one thing I've been wishing for. Like I still know what you did last summer vibes. Like let's go to the Bahamas or something. And,
Ghostface goes to Hawaii.
Ghostface in a lay,
Oh,
like
I love it. It would be. I mean, it would essentially be. I mean, this isn't Hawaii, but I, of course, think of I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah,
you have to have the tropical.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
I'm saying, guys, they need to go supernatural.
I know.
They need to go supernatural. That's my take.
Or and the last thing I'll say, because I know we got to go, is the
we got to start, Laron.
Scream new Nightmare is what I wanted so badly. I want a very meta like Friday
I thought we were getting that because it is 7. New Nightmare is 7.
It just would have made, because it's still honoring Wes. It's still satirizing like Wes's canon, and we would have had like Ghostface is chasing Neve Campbell while they're on the set of Scream with the whole cast. Then you can bring Dewey back. Then you can bring Stu back. Then you can bring all these people, but they're being hacked down by who knows? Maybe it's Melissa Barrera because she got fired. Whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, like, there's that would have been a cool meta idea. But anyway, yes, we should start.
All right, yeah, that's a good spot to wrap up this intro before we get into the original Scream. Speaking of being meta, so.
And for anyone who's mourning their Scream 7 conversation,
Daniel, I swear to God,
it's definitely going to be coming back within the next 2 hours while we talk about this, because there is something that Laron, if he's willing to, has to say, but I'm going to save it for the movie about we have theories.
Okay.
We have theories, and we're not going to bog you down with it. This isn't a theory podcast. We are going to be offering commentary for this movie, but Laron has such a great, oh my God, it was genius. And I have a little thing to tack onto it. So it's almost so good it's a spoiler. So apologies in advance.
Yes.
Well, hopefully you've seen Scream before watching this commentary episode. So if this is your first How I Met Your Monster commentary, here's what we do. We queue up the movie. We'll find a spot where all of us can pause the movie so we can all be on the same page. Then we will do a countdown and we will start the movie, and then we'll fucking talk all over it. So right when this movie starts, the Dimension logo comes on. And so as soon as you see that big D come on the screen, just hit pause and come back to this episode, and we'll do a countdown and start the show.
How I Met Your Monster, indeed.
Okay, so you should have your big D on the screen.
It's there.
I just see an outline.
It's poking out of the shadows there.
Yeah, it's just a bulge.
Exactly.
And we're gonna do a countdown, 3, 2, 1, and then play. And then we'll go. So here we go. 3. Oh shit! I should probably start this fucking movie, huh?
What if we start with Scream 2? Because 3 rhymes with Scream. Scream 3, Scream 2, Scream 1.
Danny. 3 rhymes with Scream?
Well, I pronounce it Thream.
Oh, okay.
Scream.
Yeah.
All right. We'll do
I have a lisp, so I say Scream. So in my head, it makes sense.
All right. So we'll go Scream. All right. Scream 2. I can't.
My
3. Here we go. 3, 2, guys, I'm sorry. If this is your first commentary,
you're welcome.
I'm sorry. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. All right.
We
and
do
we're
get
off.
right into it.
Ooh.
By the way, that font, I'm sure a lot of Scream fans who are listening to this were happy to see it show up in that Scream 7 TV spot.
Yeah. And I didn't notice it until Laron said something on social media. And then he I saw you said something and I watched it again. I was like, oh my God, there it is. Yeah.
Probably my most.
But there's
out that TV spot. Was that
there's
little?
a gunshot when the Scream thing, and you always hear people talk about. I remember when Scream 5 came out, they were always like, Ghostface doesn't use a gun, when he was like had that shotgun in the convenience store, and people were like, yeah, he does.
Yeah, he always uses a gun.
But I remember that being like a big argument.
Movies.
People were like pissed, and it's like, what? But right there in the opening fucking of the original, there's a gunshot sound.
It's off screen. He accidentally fired the gun. Casey's like,
Can you imagine though, like if she had said yes to the Sidney Prescott role and not, I just wonder if it would have gone as far if she would have stayed as, because Drew blew up. Like Neve Campbell's a big star, but Drew's clearly done more films,
right?
So I'm glad that she suggested it because it's so brilliant, But
and would we have gotten Wes had she not decided to? Because she was originally cast as, supposedly, that's what they say, or maybe literally or actually as Sydney, and was like, no, I think we should go there's so many homages in this movie. It's so meta that what is the ultimate surprise in a horror movie is Janet Leigh in Psycho. Spoiler alert. So this is very much like to open up with the Janet Leigh moment is, and I think it's so funny,
but it works.
Yeah, we're at 30 years. Like it's literally 30 years since this movie came out, and I think sometimes even I sometimes forget how much of an influence this has had on horror movies. It's not to say that this is the first meta, self-referential horror movie. You had like Jason. I mean, you had literally a couple years before this. You had New Nightmare. You had Jason. Jason 6. Jason Lives. They exist, but this one set such an intense precedent for mainstream horror movies.
Yeah,
that I think we sometimes forget like how big of a deal this was.
Yeah.
I wrote a paper in college. I'll send it to you. It's probably embarrassing to read now, but
I love it.
I took a global horror films class in college. It was an elective, and we got around to American horror films, and I just wrote an entire chronological essay about the origin of this and the impact it had on movies, horror movies specifically. And I feel like we don't talk about it because the first horror movie I actually saw was I Know What You Did Last Summer when I was 7.
Before Scream.
So so I saw Scream slutty sister cousin. And then went back and started getting into it. But I do feel like Scream is such a great gateway horror movie because it lets the viewer in on the play of it all, whereas other horror movies you're just screaming at people. With this one, you actually get to be like, oh, I know the answer to that. I know I can do that. Or why would
sure.
When do you remember? So you said you were 7 when you saw I Know What You Did Last Summer. Do you remember how old you were or where you were when you saw Scream?
Probably, it kind of happened very shortly before the second one came on VHS.
Oh, okay.
They were just a year apart, and I remember.
I think you and I had the same experience. Continue, but I think you and I think our origin story is literally exactly the same.
They were, since they came out so shortly after each other, I definitely saw this one first, but then Scream 2 immediately came out on VHS, so it wound up just hoarding those two movies and re-renting them over and over again. My dad was like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with you? You're 7 or 8 and you love this shit." And I'm like, kids like these movies. They really do.
Mm-hmm.
My little nephew watches it. He went as Ghostface this Halloween and he loves it. So I'm like, I don't think it's weird. I didn't turn out to be a serial killer. So yet,
well, it's funny. It's even, we mentioned New Nightmare, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, just a couple of years prior to this. Heather Langenkamp's character, she plays herself, and she says how Freddy Krueger is like Santa Claus or King Kong. He's just a household name, even for kids, because they're like, how could you let your son watch that movie? And she's like, well, he can't avoid it. And that's sort of like Ghostface in this movie, where it's like it's less about it being a horror movie, and it's just sort of like I don't know. It's just it's iconic beyond film. It's more of a cultural zeitgeisty thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's So it makes sense. And these movies, Scream straddle such a nice line of, it's not a Terrifier kind of movie where it's just about torture, but it's also not playing it safe. So it's that nice middle. It's such a, I always
It's
think of like,
too. It's psychological, but there's also like, there's a camp factor to it that makes it palatable.
Mm-hmm.
So it really is what strikes the perfect balance between like intense terror and then like comedic relief. Like it has.
It's the roller coaster thing, like roller coasters are scary. And why do you ride a roller coaster? Because you want to feel a rush and know that you'll be okay at the end. And that's this.
Yeah.
I fucking hate roller coasters.
You hate them?
I hate
and yet you like
coasters.
Scream. Interesting.
I like kids. I don't like them anymore. So I feel like something changed. I became more cautious. I saw enough. I saw what it is. I saw Final Destination 3.
Yeah.
That's what changed. I said, nope. I'm sure there's a one in like a million chance.
You've changed, man. Just because you didn't go on a roller coaster.
For good,
Fun fact about this movie, and this is just for people, maybe you're such a diehard fan that you know all the lore, maybe not, but when Kevin Williamson wrote this, he basically was inspired by, who was it? There was a killer in, the Gainesville Ripper in Florida. And he was house sitting for a friend, I believe in Palm Springs, somewhere out in the desert. And he was kind of freaked him out. And it ended up becoming a nice little cocktail for inspiration. And he supposedly wrote it in a few days and they sent it around and there was a bidding war. Mm-hmm. There were a lot of different directors who were interested in taking it on. Even who's it? Oliver Stone. His name was in the mix, which is funny.
Whoa.
John Carpenter. Yep. John Carpenter almost grabbed it. And Wes Craven actually turned it down.
Yeah.
It wasn't in his, I guess, current wheelhouse. Obviously it's his wheelhouse, but he was wanting to do more drama. Yeah. He did Music of the Heart after this. Or was it before? No, it was after. And he cites this kid that he said saw him on the street and he said, hey, whatever happened to like, when are you going to do like a really kick-ass horror movie? And he was like, well, shit. And then he saw this script, loved the obviously meta.
I think the story you're alluding to like is there was, I think it was the one he did with Eddie Murphy and Angela Bassett, the vampire film.
Oh, Vampire in Brooklyn.
Vampire in Brooklyn, where he was like, he's like, yeah, that movie sucked. He's like, you're losing your edge. What happened? Yeah. And they kind of like put a fire underneath him. He was kind of like,
was Vampire in Brooklyn 95? Because I can't, or was it, because 93 seems too early. It feels,
well, let's find out.
That would be insane if he did New Nightmare in 94, Vampire in Brooklyn 95, then this 96?
1995.
Holy shit. Wow. Wes Craven, the man.
Yeah.
I've always had a soft spot for Vampire in Brooklyn.
Don't shit on Vampire in Brooklyn. Like, still a fun movie, even if
I know. I remember as a kid that, again, I loved horror movies growing up. And, sometimes the only access you had to them at that age was when you would see a trailer for it or a TV spot. And I remember thinking it was so, first of all, like, you love Eddie Murphy. And I remember specifically in the trailer and obviously in the movie when he like picks his teeth and like throws it out and it's like a full organ or like a heart or something. And I was like, sold. I'm in. This is everything I want in a movie.
Yeah. Basically, if a movie makes me uncomfortable, for whatever reason, that is the rush that I seek in movies. If it's too easy to watch, too easy, and then if you're going to bed, like Boy Meets World, whatever, like, but like, if
the same, but like, and I are the same person.
I literally just rewatched the whole 7 seasons over the course of like, it took like 6 months because I would fall asleep 2 episodes in. They're like,
you'd rewatch the Scream episode over and over again.
Yes.
Oh, there it is, our monster.
Oh boy, there it goes.
So Drew Barrymore is a active, I I don't know what you'd call it, like a supporter of just animal safety, animal rights, and all that. And to get her to evoke this very intense energy through this opening, Wes Craven apparently was like sharing stories, like horror stories about animals that were being, hurt in some way or another. And it really hit her. She just,
okay, cool.
Yeah, he doesn't fuck around. Wes does not mess around.
I don't know if I could do a horror movie. I say this all the time because I scare easily, but they always say it's not what you think. It's fun on set. Doesn't feel like, and I was like, I don't know if I'm waiting for someone to jump out of a closet, I feel like I'm still going to be anxious, even though I know
Laron's going to be the director and he's going to like scream before the actor screams.
Like scream. They're like, shut up. It's your movie. You wrote it. You know it's going to happen. That is, it's interesting because I am actually directing my first horror movie this year, and I'm excited to. It's a
Can
horror.
You share the title?
It's called To Make the World Quiet, and it is a psychological horror dealing with police brutality. I mean, how timely, right? But also some supernatural things and some, so it's my first excursion into like spook territory, like directing it. So I'm excited about that.
That's so exciting.
It's my first proper like genre movie to make, because I normally do
so exciting.
Comedies and like social comedies and stuff like that. But this is like, no, I'm going to make my version of a horror movie finally. So I'm excited about that.
And that is, you showed me, or it was available online. There was a teaser. There was a clip. That's from this movie, correct?
Yes.
Is this something that listeners can find for themselves right now?
You can find it. One of you follow me on any of my social media handles. But also, so we essentially made a, what is it? Like a 6-minute short film that doubles as a concept trailer.
Gotcha.
For the movie. And so, but it includes the actors that I intend to use for it too. So it does have some kind of a, so I'm excited about that. People got excited about that. And I was like, guys, I made this in 8 hours with 5 friends and no money. So if you give me money, I
just
can
wait until you see.
Your crowdfunding campaign was really successful.
Yes.
That's amazing.
We're up to about 50,000.
That's awesome.
In like
congratulations.
3 or 4 months. So yeah.
So wait, okay. So this movie's so meta that we're watching a movie about a movie that talks about the making of movies, and we're commentating on it about a movie, and we're about how we made the movie. You gotta love it, guys. I mean, this is why you come to the movies.
Yeah. That's why
every time I rewatch Scream, though, when this guy comes to the door, I think it's going to be the guy from Scary Movie.
What is he like?
That guy?
All this, like, I know he's alive. So, like,
by Scream 7?
By Scream 7, like, where's Daddy?
Okay,
Daddy
so
Prescott? What's he doing?
I was thinking about this too. In Scream 4, there was a deleted scene that tells us he actually passed away, but they cut it, so it is not technically canon. And I wonder if that's why they cut it, because I think they were probably trying to give Sydney just some more emotional turmoil, like she needs it. It's like, save that for a sequel. Jesus,
everyone's dying.
I've been wondering that too. I would love it if they brought him back. Absolutely love it.
The one thing I really want, I hope that they answer to, is the fact that she's married with and has children, ? I don't know if it's 1 child or 2 children. There's kind of a weird discrepancy there.
Who is she pushing in the carriage in Scream 5?
Right.
Carriage. Not a carriage. In her wicker old Victorian carriage.
But Sydney doesn't strike me as somebody that would get married or would have kids, given all the trauma she's had, in fear of so I really hope that there's like an answer for why she decided to move on and decided to trust.
And she even changed her name in the promo stuff. She's listed as Sydney Evans, which is interesting.
That's right.
And that could be a more of like a hide my identity thing, like leave the past in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's an interesting question because, I mean, also there's the controversy around Mark. She references Mark as her husband. Of course, every fan thought it was Mark Kincaid.
Because it was. And then they had to change.
Exact, and which is so.
I'm glad they didn't say the last name because that would have been awkward because then they would have.
I know. Because then it would be like a true recasting. So I'm glad he's not playing Mark Kincaid at least. And I don't love a recast. It's not always the worst, but have we had a recast in the Scream franchise? I can't think of anything.
Not any major ones, I don't think. Yeah. No.
Because even Maureen, the actress who plays Mom, is still the same actor.
Yeah. I love, gosh, I mean, I remember having such a huge crush on Billy in this movie, but, and identifying.
I was more of a Stu.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Well, identifying with, everything in her room, I'm like, why does this look like my bedroom?
Wait, are you Nev Campbell?
I think I might be Nev Campbell.
Oh my God, I knew it. I thought you looked familiar.
Minus the nightgown, but yeah.
Speaking of scary movie, this scene.
Yes.
Listeners, if you've never seen Scary Movie, I'm not saying it's great cinema, but if you love these movies and haven't had the pleasure of watching that movie, it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
I still am so, like, I was able to show these to my husband maybe 3 or 4 years ago, maybe for the first time, and he thought they were all the same thing. Like
Scream, Scary Movie,
Scream and Scary Movie.
Okay.
And I mean, he's like, well, aren't they movies making fun of movies? I was like,
is this the one with Dr. Phil? Oh, no,
right. And I'm like, no. There's a legit one that movie is spoofing. He's like, but it also makes fun of movies. I was like, yeah. He's like,
that's hilarious.
So they are the same thing. I said, no. You'll see what I mean. Just watch it. They're silly, but they're not that silly. It's like,
I tried rewatching Scary Movie like 2 years ago, and I can't get past Doofy.
It's pretty
like
offensive.
When I was a kid, it was funny, but as you get older, and I'm just like, this is not.
There's a lot of crude things that I'm too woke to enjoy some things now, and I hate that.
Yeah. I think we all are. Yeah.
I'm like, no, I used to laugh at these transphobic jokes. This is not funny anymore. You know?
Exactly.
Like,
I know you see how it's such, and I promise I didn't really mean this to be funny. I was gonna say like low hanging fruit when it comes to like those types of jokes, because it's just, it is like not actually funny. It's just mean.
It's just kind of mean. And I know they didn't intend it to be. It was just a different time.
It was a different time.
Obviously, what is it? Not Marlon. It's Marlon Wayans. Yeah, Marlon Wayans is obviously a huge supporter of that. I mean, as a daughter or I can't remember, like someone that's trans in his family right now.
Yeah.
So he's a huge advocate for that. But clearly, it was a different time frame where that was so readily done. So commonplace. But
I don't think it was coming from a place of like, let's offend this group. I think it was just like, we're not trying to offend. We just don't know we're offending. And maybe that's what it was.
This is what people found funny then.
Yeah.
Like I said, I laughed. Now I can't find it funny, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sheriff.
I met, oh God, tell me the actor. Him right there.
Henry Winkler.
Henry Winkler. Jesus, the nicest man on the planet.
The Winkman?
I met him at the Oklahoma airport when I used to work there. And it was like 6 a.m. in the morning. And like I loved working at the airport because I would spot celebrities like a hawk. Everyone's like, how do you know? They're out of makeup. I was like, nothing gets past me.
Henry Winkler was in his leather jacket. And he's like, hey.
He was like, hey.
You're like, are you Henry Winkler?
Are you? Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I asked my coworker, I was like, can I leave the till for a minute just to go sprint after that man who's famous? You don't know who they are. I'm not going to explain it. But I need to do this or I'm not going to have this moment again. And I have the photo. I'll send it to you later. But I went up to him and he was literally boarding. And I was like,
you were like, hey,
you. He turned to, and I had to
you do. No, it's like Ghostface where the door opens and you just come out with like your arms in the air. And he's like,
Get over here. Yeah. No, but he was so sweet, and he had no reason to be, because I'm a psychopath and I'm basically assaulting a person at 6 a.m. He doesn't want to talk to a stranger. And he definitely let me take a photo and was super sweet about it. So nicest man on the planet,
That's awesome.
You're like, you died good in Scream.
You died good, sir.
It's like, I was in Scream. Yeah,
Right.
uncredited in this movie.
Uncredited.
He didn't want he said he didn't want his name to take away from the younger actors.
Yeah.
Which is like,
right
also,
there.
what a classic.
Right there.
It's so sweet.
Backs up your story right there.
Yeah.
I always love this dynamic, how they introduce them here. I feel like it's so many movies, whether they're teen films or whatever, like they sometimes take way too long for us to establish who's who in the dynamic of the friend group. Yep. And I felt like this is such a brilliant, like, one scene that we know who everyone is, like their characteristics. It's
borderline Breakfast Club in terms of like individuality, but without going too far into like strictly jock, strictly nerd, strictly this. Yeah. But you get it. Right. You're totally right. You get that flavor.
Yeah.
I love how everyone's saying goodbye to Sydney, as one does.
Everyone in these movies though have like enormous homes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I was like, the dad's a cop, right? Or what's the?
Yeah. Oh no, we don't know what he does. He's so mysterious.
That's true. We don't know what he does. He's
just always on business trips.
He's always on business. There you go. He's like got a 2-story home in California. It's like
Northern California. I did a tour when Scream 5 came out. Like, I did. Look, it's insane. Actually, it's like, I feel like if it was me, I would not shoot from that angle because it's almost, I don't know, kind of telegraphing something about Sydney and like the kind of person, like, she's rich, she's like, but really has nothing to do with the story.
Right. She's definitely that home would be like, it'd be over $1 million, like
easily.
Like, so like, I mean, a couple million. So it's like, that's just, but I don't know how much it would have went for in 1996, but it probably wouldn't be that far off, like, so.
No.
Yeah.
By the way, listeners, I established, this is not a video formatted show. This is a commentary. We are not even recording video. And yet, my ensemble is a white t-shirt with a black button down opened up to evoke a ghost face mask. I don't know if anyone would have even put that together. And I have an entire shrine behind me of ghost face memorabilia. And I just wanted to share that because you're never going to see it.
True. I'm wearing a Scream ball cap. A fitted ball cap. It's beautiful. It's Scream 6. But I wear it for all occasions. I work out in it. I do all the people. It's kind of, I wear this in the sauna, like, so, it goes with every outfit. So,
well, shit. I was going to wear I've got a hoodie. I'm in this closet recording here and I've got a hoodie.
Wait, you're in the closet that Sydney, that the ghost face is hiding in?
It all makes sense now.
It's a Woodsboro class of 96.
I didn't know you had that.
Yeah, Danny, I have 2. Thank you.
What?
And I was going to wear it. I was like, we're not recording video, so I'm not going to fucking wear it. It doesn't matter. Oh, man, now I feel left out.
Well, I can feel the energy of it.
Okay,
I do want to ask. Oh, what?
Okay.
Oh, no, it's just going to be, basically I was going to say, can we try to flag who we think each ghost face is? Each killer
is in each scene, yeah.
What were you going to say?
I always feel bad for, it's like Sydney's character, and I think part of the reason why she's such an empathetic and kind of enduring final girl is like, she has so much goodwill towards her perception of her mother and, all these different things. And she's just really in the dark about so much of it. Mm-hmm. And then the sad realization that she has to keep coming through that, like, really the origin of so much of her problems kind of came from not that we should condemn necessarily Maureen Prescott, but I mean, like, but she is kind of
Sydney's left to deal with it.
She's left to deal with the sins of her mother instead of her father in this way. And I find that kind of a quiet tragedy about her character throughout this whole process.
That's so interesting. That such a great point that Sydney would be the focus when, if, obviously the motive is psychotic,
Yeah.
it's one thing to be upset that, it's one thing to be upset that, like, this person had something to do with an affair and it ruined your parents' marriage, yada, yada. But if you were to pick someone to attack, you would think it would be the husband, because maybe there was something like Sydney had nothing to do. There was no direct connection.
Spawn, like, God, she had less than nothing to do with it.
It's
like,
crazy.
It's like it's like you're just a reflection of the thing that we hate. That's all it is. It's not. It's a projection for all these people. She didn't actually have any culpability in any of this stuff. So yeah.
If this was a traditional episode, Mr. Prescott would be the real monster.
Yeah.
But even that would be like unfair. We're still like pointing blame. We're not like blaming the killers. We're just like blaming who should be responsible for inciting their violence.
This is who the killers should have gone after.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
And spoiler alert, if you are listening to this and you haven't seen this movie, I'm going to spoil who the killers are. So,
oh my God.
If Billy and Stu were successful at the end of this movie, right? They killed Sydney and they survived. Would they just be done? Or do you think they enjoyed it so much that they would continue and just like...
Well, Stu says, he's like, we're going to carry on for the sequel because these days you got to have a sequel.
That's true. Yeah.
However, his whole motive is very separate from Billy.
Sure.
There's a lot of theories about, like, Billy has like a motivation that even Stu is surprised to hear. Obviously he was aware of everything that happened, but Stu is always, he's literally called in part 2, Randy calls him his lapdog. And then of course there's the rumor that, or not even a rumor, it's more just like, we just love the idea that like maybe they were both secretly gay, or Stu had a gay crush on Billy. Compared to a straight crush on Billy. But so like, if maybe Stu would be interested in that idea or open to it if Billy was, but would Billy be? Yeah. It's an interesting question.
I do think Stu would only do it in tandem with Billy, whereas Billy would have more of an agenda for it. He's kind of the tag along. He's kind of the Shaggy of this Scooby.
He
is that.
That's true.
And is Billy the Fred of this franchise?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Maybe a Daphne.
His resourcefulness, like in every, like from the very beginning, she's a fighter. She's not the damsel in distress. Like she'll fight back. Like even
and of course, like
silly decisions, she's still like,
Even in terms of like, she obviously calls out, and this plays into obviously the self-awareness of these movies and like the whole meta textualness of it. But even like the thing of her not going out the front door is only because she can't, because she's set her like with the lock. That was being proactive.
There was an attempt.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, I just want to take a moment. I can't think of anyone that shoots a chase scene better than Wes Craven.
Yeah.
There's just something about, he just gets it in a way that I can't articulate.
Yeah.
And obviously that's also a testament to the DPs.
We get nothing but chase scenes in this new one. That would help make it very happy.
I heard that they're going to really emphasize that. So we'll see.
Okay. I'm excited about that. I'm so curious because I don't know. We keep getting teased another trailer, and I'm fine if we don't get it or not. But if we do,
have you seen the most? Did you see? I posted tonight, and this is gonna age like fine milk by the time you listen to this commentary. But I posted on my Instagram stories. They just did this kind of behind the scenes sort of
featurette. Yeah, I did watch that.
Yeah, there were 2 shots in that if you, again, you're going to hear this about a month after this was out. Fair warning. Don't watch it if you don't want spoilers, because there are 2 shots that like basically gave me a pretty clear idea of at least one big set piece will be. I won't repeat it just in case you haven't watched it.
Does it involve somebody suspended in air?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I saw. Yes, I'm very curious about what that's going to be or what that.
I know. I'm like, I don't want to dig into it, but I do. It's just like it's tough because I love when a new Scream is coming out because there's so much conjecture and theorizing and discussions.
Nobody does this with any other. Think about other horror franchises. Like even if you're excited for the new Halloween, you're not like, well, how's it going to play out? You know what I mean? Like you just wait to watch. With Scream, there's so much like, who's it going to be?
Today, I literally, like a lunatic, typed into Google as I was like stopped working, opened up a new tab, typed Scream 7 poster, zoomed in, and was just like, looking at all the actors like, are you the
He
killer?
looks suspicious just because he's squinting his eyes wrong. Or
I'd be like, because I don't know if they must do this for all of them, but I know they at least have done it for the last couple movies where when they audition an actor or at least get them to a place where they're probably going to hire them, they all have to do a ghost face freak out monologue because they want to throw people off, but they also want to see like, if we do change course, can you do this?
Can you do it? Yeah.
And
okay.
Like, for example, in Scream 6, the actor who his name escapes me, but he plays the character Danny, Samantha's boyfriend who lit the hunk next door. They said, they were like, we wish he was the killer because he gave the best ghost face monologue. They said it was so fun and it was so sad that we couldn't keep him for that. But
I only saw Scream 6 once in the theater. That's it.
Oh, really?
So my memory of that movie is
I think I saw it twice, but then I've watched it twice at home. So
okay.
I've seen it a few times. Saw twice, 2 or 3 times in theaters, and then I've watched it a few times at home. I do my little personal Screamathons.
The one that's the most fun for me to rewatch is actually 3 because I've seen it the least. And so every time I watch
it's a fun one.
It does kind of feel like I'm rewatching it again. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have this one.
It's as so stupid, and I love it for that.
I don't have
but
it
it's
as
also
like in my head, in my brain. Is like the other ones I see frame for frame for frame. I know the lines. 3 is like the one where I'm like, oh yeah, it still kind of feels like, oh, it's been a while since I've seen this scene again. Like so.
For a diehard Scream fan, Scream 3 definitely has a lot of, it's I'm not gonna say anything that hasn't already said before. It's not hitting all of the it's not perfect. Yeah. However, where it may not work as a total package, it has so many great moments and details. Sydney is not on screen a lot, but when she is, fantastic. Her look is great. The sequence on the studio lot with the Woodsboro house, like incredible. Like it gets
the
so
Jay
much
and Silent
right.
Bob cameo.
The voice changer with technology that will never exist and couldn't ever exist.
Oddly enough, when I showed it to, like I said a couple years ago, I just showed it to my husband. His favorite is 3, and I was like, really? He's like, yeah.
It's very fun. It is like, the fast food of.
He's wrong, but I respect it. Like
oh yeah, he's so incredibly wrong. Where this is like a nice beef Wellington, Scream 3 is a hot dog.
Yeah,
like it's basically the same thing. If you wanted to break it down, it's
your hot dog is good. And there's a time and place for it when it's great during the summer. It's great. It goes great with a White Claw. But like, but yeah, there's a time and place for a hot dog, and sometimes it's all you have, and it's perfect in those moments. So yeah. But I also think when people ask me, because I've kind of cooled on 4. But I like all of them. Obviously, I love all of them. But I feel like on rewatches, as I do them every Halloween, 4 is the one that I can see outside of characters that I adore, like Kirby and even Judy Hicks.
Oh yeah,
it's the one that I see. Like if you removed it from everything, outside of losing those characters, which is not nothing, but in terms of story and narrative, it doesn't really change anything.
It's sort of like the thing about Indiana Jones, the Raiders of the Lost Ark, where they're like, if Indiana Jones was not present in that movie, things would have still played out the same, if not better. Because if he hadn't interfered, they probably, first of all, they would have still opened it and died. And secondly, if he wasn't present, they probably would have had it. They probably would have waited to open it with Hitler and killed him. But he got in the way. The only real loss would probably be Marion may have died.
Yeah.
But it's the same idea but it's still fun. It's like, well, I'm glad he's there because,
and
maybe he had it. It's about his journey.
There are things I love about 4. I feel like in rewatch, it's the one I'm the least emotionally connected to.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that has something to do with the fact that like even 3 with all its problems has like canon that we need that is really integral to Sydney's overall journey throughout the franchise. Like the whole third act of that is so important to her character, even if there's flimsy things in the movie throughout.
It's funny, they could have fixed that if they just gave Maureen's sister, Mary McDonald's character, maybe like give a little bit of juice about the past, say something that changes the story that we're familiar with. Or have her as the killer, Yeah.
I
don't know.
I also weigh though, like the openings in all these movies. I feel like 4 has such a fun opening in terms of like the meta-ness of it. But when you think about every other movie, like that has the cold open, the central character, you're invested in what's happening to them emotionally. So tell me, who are the people that die in the opening of 4? We don't really care.
We are speaking the same language.
We don't really care because there's a movie within a movie within a movie. And then by the time you get to the 2 people that actually die, they barely even reference the people that got murdered in the top of the movie.
It's so funny. It's not even, it's not that it's like empty calories because it is fun. It's a great, like, you have to remember, and by you, I mean like just the general you. Like when Scream 4 came out, we didn't think we would ever get another Scream movie. Like it really was not even in consideration. So for it to come back with such like a bold opening was so fun. And like, oh, we get it. Sets the tone, very tongue in cheek, but also bloody. But I agree. I've thought about this recently too, where there is there's something not there that's in all of the other ones. That is, it's not really setting the stage for anyone.
Right.
There's no pivotal like necessity, I guess.
Yeah, they feel like C or D characters by the time you get to 3 different tiers of it. And then it's not like anyone else is grieving their death throughout the rest of the movie where we even subsequently feel bad that they died. It's like, I don't even know their names, like, because, whereas even in 5, with that opening, even though that doesn't go exactly the way we think, we still are invested in that particular character in that moment, like, so.
God, 5 was great though.
I like 5.
Oh. Are we ranking all the openings, you guys? Should we do it? Where do you stand?
Low-key 2 is, I always say this, I get in trouble with Scream fans. I get in trouble. People put 2, some people put 2 at the bottom, and I'm like, you are far out of reach.
That's insane.
Or madam. But I hear it. I see it in the Scream threads and all the things. People rank it low. And I'm like, I don't get that. I don't understand that. Because it's
literally just objectively clever. It's like everything it does. Again, I think it's so much time has passed. People forget how clever it is. That
you actually made me love.
You're watching a sequel about a movie about wait, I'm sorry. You said you were about to compliment me. What were you saying?
You actually said to me, it was in I think it was in your guys' recorded episode of Scream 2.
I love that you were speaking to me.
I literally stole what you said and put it on the podcast that I did later, subsequently on ours. I did tell you about it, so just so it was out there. But your insight about how Maureen Evans, I think it is her name, like Jada Pinkett's character.
Oh yeah. That just broke my brain because her name is Evans and Sydney's Evans.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sorry.
There's something very just emotionally like tragic and poetic about her death because she is under the impression that her boyfriend murdered her. She's not, we know that that's not the
So
case,
sad.
but she goes out with just confusion and agony and pain. And her last thought is that the person she loved, like, did this to her.
That was her last moment.
That's her last moment.
Like,
she didn't time to unveil that it was a killer. There's even no phone call in that opening.
So cruel.
The only one in all of them. There's no phone call, and so I find
from her perspective, there's not even like tension. She just gets stabbed by her boyfriend.
Murdered. And so that to me carries like an added weight. I think the opening in the first one is iconic, obviously, and it's probably objectively the best. Yeah. But I find myself more pulled into the second one's opening than any of the others.
It's so clever. It's so dark. Also, like what it's saying about audiences is it's so on the nose. Like sometimes you can kind of ruin a point by being too overt, but it works so well because it's like, look, the audience is relishing in this violence on screen, but also she's up there and it's really happening. And look at you, audience, you're watching them relish and you're just as excited. And so there is like this commentary about, which is kind of bringing it back to the first movie of, movies don't create psychos, all that.
Yeah.
And then even, and also kind of tying into Mickey's motive of like, the Christian Coalition will be, funding my legal bills. And
I find that one is objectively the best, but two is my favorite.
Laron, every time you say something, I'm like, I'm like, we have the same exact taste. It's insane.
I think that two is my favorite because there's so much. I love the college dynamic. I love the diversification of the cast. I love the integration of African American characters that were not present in the first one at all.
Not present in this movie.
Like they just don't exist in the movie, really.
Nope.
Like in the second one, you got Joel, you got Hallie, you got Jada Pinkett,
and Maureen is commenting on it, like which is so perfect.
That literal critique, and I find that very obviously, very personally, and like yes, she's right. Yes, I see you, movie. I agree with all these points. I also just love the set pieces. There's incredible set pieces in that. When you think of this first one, there's
it's all the ending.
Yeah, there's the opening.
The opening, but
maybe one or two little things in between. But in terms of like all of the action, just is like one major set piece at the end where there's several mini set pieces in two.
The car scene in two,
the soundstage, the CC Cooper, there's just like,
oh my God, yes.
There's so many like moments I look forward to every time I'm watching it. So just objectively, I think the first one, as I say, is the best in terms of setting the foundation. But in terms of my favorite, it's probably two, So, but two doesn't exist without one. So it's kind of like, whatever, just give them both the same grade. I love them both, but
But I know it's tough though, because I think it just also works because it's a testament to one. It's the characters are so good. And some of them are, there's only a few who survived, but the ones who did were so memorable that it's like revisiting Friends. Not to be confused with the series Friends, which Courtney Cox was on.
Yes.
Zach, you missed so much. Zach had to step away because the movie was a little too scary.
Because he's Ghostface. He went to go kill someone and come back.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Do you have a motive? I was recording a podcast for Scream. Oh, interesting. For Scream.
And he went rogue for a whole 3 minutes, which is
it's like in Scream 4, he's like, I'll have just enough time to gut, or what does he say? Like, he's like, there are two cops outside. He's like, that'll give me just enough time to gut you.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had to step away, but I want to step back. I don't know what you guys were fucking talking about, but I want to step
Believe
back.
it or not, it really was about Scream.
And I want to rank my openings.
Okay. That's actually, we were just talking about the Scream 2 openings.
We didn't rank them though, so we are
no, we did not. Okay. I want to hear yours first.
Now you guys obviously are more of the diehard Scream fans.
Yeah, like our whatever we pick is going to be correct. So
yeah, basically.
You're setting yourself up for failure, of course.
Yeah, so here's what I got. I would go 1.
Okay.
2.
Yeah.
4. Sorry.
Okay.
1.
Just kidding.
1, 2, 4, 5. God, I have to keep track. 1, 2, 4, 5.
You need 6 and 3 now.
Oh, that's it?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And then 3 and 6.
Oh, wow.
That is,
I only saw Scream 6 once, but I remember the opening. I was like, I don't know. I just didn't.
Unique. I'll say that.
Say what?
It's unique. I wish they had done more with what they set up in that than they did.
That's such a great point.
If
such a great setup. The payoff.
Then that might have been higher, but they don't really. So it's kind of like you did something really cool and you did nothing. Like so.
Yeah.
So, I mean, can we spoil that or should we not spoil that? I don't know. I mean, we've kind of it's kind of, I don't know.
Scream 6 is, I feel like if you're listening to our Scream commentary,
you've probably seen
the
Scream.
movies.
I'll say spoiler alert, but yes, they reveal a ghost face to us in the opening. We're like, wait, it's not the end yet. What are we doing here? That's weird. Are we going to be like, are we going to know who ghost face is the whole movie and we're just going to see them trickering throughout? That would have been really cool if they had done that.
I had an idea. I promise I will not get into fan film stuff, but I had outlined my own Scream movie years ago. And part of it was you find out after it does the opening kill, the killer takes his mask off and we see the cop sirens come out and we see him get out and you follow him, but you find out that there's another killer that is separate from him. And he starts to realize like, oh shit. But I thought it would be a great idea just to have him or her, or whomever, to see like mapping out a chase sequence, because there is so much the concept of directing. I feel like you could have fun with that, but I digress.
Yeah. Who's the killer? Who is this person right here? I've always wondered who this is.
Oh, you don't think it's Billy?
It's not because she just ran from Billy to go to the bathroom away from him. They just had an argument in the hallway. So he wouldn't have had time to go past her and go in there. So I'm like, I can't remember where Stu was at this moment, but every time I go back to this, I'm always remembering, I was like, they just said Stu was here and so-and-so's here. So who is this? In this moment in the bathroom.
So I meant to, we were talking about this earlier.
Like a person who,
so it's not actually the killer.
Like one of them. It's just a prankster, one of the pranksters doing this. And that would make more sense to me. And it would take a little logic out of the whole.
Yeah. Because why would the killer be there?
Yeah. In the girls' bathroom.
To like, why screw it up and make it harder for them if they don't need to?
And how would they know she was going to go to the bathroom?
She would be alone. What was the intention?
Yeah.
I like that.
That would make more sense.
I'm fine. I would sign off on that.
Rank your
Zach,
opening.
I don't know if you heard, but it's basically like maybe that wasn't Billy or Stu. And it was just someone fucking.
Oh, like one of the, the kids in the hallway who were fucking around.
Yeah. Because it would be weird, and then they kind of established.
Wait, Zach, you think it's one of the cast members from the show Kids in the Hall?
Yeah, what's his name? Like Kevin McDonald or something? Is that his name?
Laron, I'm sorry I cut you off. I had to make a Kids in the Hall reference.
What is your ranking? I am still thinking of mine, but
This is very tough for me. I almost want to put 1 and 2, but that's cheating together. Oh, it's so tough. Okay, 4. I'll say 1 is number 1. 1, 2. And then it's going to either be, was that incredibly loud?
No, it's funny that you're talking about this while Courtney Cox is on the screen, because in that episode of Friends where she's talking about like the female erogenous zones, she's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 2 1 2 1 3 7 7 7 7 7.
That's great. Also,
Anyways.
yeah, listeners, just a fun fact. Again, when this movie was made, Courtney Cox was not. No one saw her as this sort of character, and it was very deliberate in terms of like where she wanted her career to go. She was, Friends was just really like taking off. And if you're familiar with her character, Monica Geller is nothing like Gale Weathers, and she wanted a challenge, and they didn't think that she could do it, and she obviously proved them wrong. And
I'm
maybe my favorite character.
Scream is kind of a magic trick. Scream is kind of a magic trick in terms of like the way that the cast has been so close to the franchise for 30 years. It's like so
literally 30 years.
Yeah, you get like one person like Jamie Lee Curtis. We're like, okay, let's get her to come back. Like they got her to do that, but like in terms of like multiple living characters that are still like, okay, well, anytime there's a Scream movie, we'll do it. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like obviously we lost Patrick Dempsey, but that's like, it's a small person within it, but the core has always stuck true to it throughout, and they always seem to be like down hard for this franchise no matter what.
And with sustained continuity too, like what franchise has really done that this successfully? Yeah. It's kind of wild. Yeah, like you could argue like they diverge a bit with the Carpenter sisters, but it's still the same universe. Still, it's just a detour. It still includes the legacy characters.
Right.
But to answer your question, to rank. We have a little cameo. Wes Craven.
Who you go?
I like to think I made a stupid comment. I think it was like on Blue Sky or something, where it was like, it's not. He's actually not. It's not a like a nod. It's not a reference. He actually is dressing up as Freddy Krueger. He just comes to work dressed as Freddy. But also, this scene did not exist for a while. The studio said we need a kill scene. And
like it's been too long since someone died. We need someone.
So Henry Winkler was just a quick cameo, and he was game to do this big death scene, which is again another testament. This episode's dedicated to Henry Winkler, so I'm going to raise my glass to him and
raise
drink to him. Cheers, Mr. Winkler. Oh, there's Laron meeting him for the first time.
Laron running down the halls of the airport.
Wait! With a knife.
Enjoy your flight. The hell?
Oh, that's a good like final line. Enjoy your flight.
This song.
I know. God, I love this movie.
I can see like Laron just like you're just like walking down the hallway in the airport, but then like this is so stupid. You were like eating in a restaurant and you had your knife and you like never mind. Forget it.
No, the stupider the better.
You're like going down the thing and you got your knife and then like you slip on like there's like a wet floor sign and you slip and so your arms go up and then you like go through like a caution tape and like it just gets crazier and crazier until you were like
we just see Laron's reflection in Henry Winkler's eye just like in the movie.
He looks back very like empathetically at me on the ground, not knowing I was talking to him. Yes, exactly. That I am the celebrity stalker. I have so many celebrity photos in my phone from me like going up and getting the phone. I'm the person that, just for bragging rights.
That's so great. I love it so much.
I think
you truly are a great Ghostface killer.
I think I might be a good Ghostface killer. I think I would probably be good at it. Which is, I don't know, like, thanks, I think, but I don't know.
I know. Was it, Laron, was it you? Yeah, it was you I was talking to, right? Like, I wish I could be the Ghostface killer, but without having to kill anyone. Like, I just want to call people up, scare them. Test them on like trivia, chase them in a costume, but like everyone's okay.
My shift's over. Your turn, guy.
Like I want the whole town to be like trying to figure out like who is this guy, but like I didn't have to hurt anyone in the process. It's just for some reason I'm a threat.
Exactly.
More of a nuisance.
Being nostalgic, seeing video stores always.
I know.
I was just gonna say, can we take a moment to just like appreciate video
Zach
stores?
and I both worked in a video store. Did you also?
I applied to Blockbuster multiple times. I did not get hired. either time that I applied, but every time I was there,
mind you, listeners, it was right after Scream came out, so Laron was 7 years old when
I
he
was
tried
7
to
years
apply.
old. I was like, please hire me. And they're like, maybe in 10 years, sir. But I would go in there and they were really bad at their jobs because people would be asking for movies. And I'm like, it's right. It's down the aisle over here. And they'd be like, who are you? And I'm just like, the guy you didn't hire for this job. And, whatever. It's fine.
I got yelled at work once because I must have been so annoying as like this like 17-year-old high school film nerd, like trying to be like, I know so much about movies. But I really would like talk people out of renting movies. I would be like restocking the shelves. I was like, you don't want to watch that. And they were like, oh, really?
Like, terrible. Like, no, everyone. Like,
my boss came up to me. He's like, Danny, you have to stop. Please stop talking people out of renting movies. Like,
well, I would talk them out of renting a movie, and then I would make a more like an exemplary like suggestion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like this one's
if you
terrible.
like this, you might like this.
If you want what this movie was trying to go for, this one over here that's maybe 2 years old, but it's way better. Like
this movie wouldn't exist with this one, so you may as well watch the original.
You may as well watch this one first. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm sorry. I am delaying my ranking of the openings. I would go 1, 2. I'm split between 5 and 6. 5 is much simpler, but I love the way that they reveal Ghostface over the single phone call, where you don't realize it's Ghostface, but you kind of think it is. And then you hear his voice kind of change a little bit because it's basically Roger Jackson playing Ghostface, disguising his voice as someone else. Yeah. And then in that same conversation, becoming the traditional Ghostface voice. Scream 5, I'm going to say right now, has the best Roger Jackson voice performance in all of the franchise. It is
I think
fantastic. Like even the delivery with Judy Hicks when he's like, have you ever seen the movie Psycho? And then it cuts to like just like little. Oh, you can just that he was working. He was really delivering a performance.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I love it so much. Okay, so for that, I'm gonna pick 5. Yeah. I talked myself into it. Then 6 because I love the twist. And then I'll go for 3.
Okay.
3, I like that it's, again, I should just preface, I love all of these movies. Yeah. So when I rank them, I'm like ranking them, they're all number 1. Scream 3, I love.
Except 4, you hate the opening of 4.
Yeah, except 4. Fuck you. No, I'm kidding. Scream 3, I love that it starts in a car. I love that we have Cotton. But there is something that feels very undercooked in 3's opening. Like I even heard like they had cut a bunch of stuff out of Scream 3's opening where, his girlfriend's name is Christine. They were going to do a whole conversation referencing John Carpenter's Christine and the fact that he's in a car. I was like, why would you cut that? Like, I felt like substance was cut out of the opening. Like juicy movie nerdiness was cut out. And I think to its detriment.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, Scream 3. You're fun, but yeah, Laron, let's hear it.
Okay, so like I said, hot take, not for Danny, but maybe for Zach. I actually prefer 2's opening. One, I think it's unique because they don't use a call at all. And I also find it more emotionally tragic because the Jada Pinkett character, is going through a sea of emotions when she's murdered because she didn't get a phone call. She has no context for why she's being stabbed. She doesn't even want to be there. She doesn't even want to be there. She didn't want to see this movie. She wanted to watch the Sandra Bullock movie.
Julia Roberts is playing down the street.
Exactly.
Or no, not Julia Roberts. Sandra Bullock.
Yeah. And so she, under her last thought is that her boyfriend just took her to this scary movie that she didn't want to go to, and he just murdered her in front of everybody. Right. And I find that to be particularly like a double layer of tragedy there. And I just find it more unique as a set piece. But but that being said, I'm talking about like a nose hair more than one. So I'll say 2-1.
And a younger person's nose hair before they've started outgrowing, and you have to start trimming
baby
it.
hair,
Yeah.
a baby hair, little curl.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I say 2-1. I'm gonna go 5 for third place. And
I'm
then
like nodding. I'm like, yep, correct.
and then I feel like, how many is that? So that's 2, 1.
Yeah. And we don't judge here.
I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
I know it's tough.
I'm gonna go 6. I do think it's very unique.
Mm.
It's an interesting take. There's some new elements added to it that's unique across the other ones.
You almost get 2 openings in one in a way, which is really fun.
Yes.
On top of the twist element.
And then I think 3. And honestly, Zach, I'm sorry. I feel like 4 is objectively the one that we just don't care about the people that are in it. So I'm not invested in it.
I totally get where you guys are coming from.
It's cool.
But
it's
I think like that
thing. But
when I was like starting my ranking it by saying that like you guys are like hardcore Scream fans. I love the series, but it's just like fun for me.
Yeah.
Like, and so I don't think about it that much, but like it makes sense how you guys' take on it. I just
like I'm not a fucking nerd like you.
Just
I will say when you saw 4 in theaters, like it was like, oh, this is so fun and so cool and so clever, and it is, and it still is. I just think it's the one that doesn't play that way every time you watch it. It played it that way the first time because it was cool and it was different and unique. But then on rewatch, I'm like, okay, now I know it's going to happen. So I'm not invested.
Diminished returns.
I'm really not invested in anybody now because I know where this is going to go, and none of these people are real, and this is just,
it really only hits again if you show it to somebody who's never seen it. If you're watching it with them, because then you can watch their reaction.
I think what they missed was, and I'm stealing part of this from a podcast I listened to recently with Gorley and Russ. They made a similar comment, but I'm going to kind of just slightly build on it, I guess, where they were like, the ordering is a little off because you start off watching 2, not unknowns, but they're lesser known TV actors at the time. And then it's like, okay. And then we go to Kristen Bell and Anna Paquin, and you're like, oh, that's the big, because you need like the big, And then it goes back to 2 actors who, again, are more lesser known. I almost feel like that ordering, or they said this, and I was like in total agreement, like the ordering was off, but I would have gone even bigger on the real world in story kill. Like throw a big name in there.
Yeah.
Just to like, like elevate. It does feel a little bit like it elevates and then it just kind of dips and we're like, oh, where are we? Who are they? What is this? Is this fake?
It's a cool device. It's a cool training device. And with it being a reboot, it makes sense. Like they're referencing that. So it's not, there's nothing bad about it. I find that what I love about a Scream cold open is the stake and the emotional terror that's happening. And you just don't get it there. It's more just fun for play and not like, it's not intense or scary. And the other ones have like tension throughout that process. There's a build to it. And here it's just kind of like, okay, gimmick after gimmick after gimmick, like wink, wink. The satire is there, but the terror is not.
They could have honestly fixed that so easily and kept everything the same if it was just that either Marnie or Trudy was in the friend group.
Yeah.
So then it's like, well, guys, someone just killed our close friend, and oh my God, like we may be in the mix. It does feel a little left field, and it's fine. Yeah. It's not, again, like, it's not that big. But.
So Tatum is about to get the stick here. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious because is there a basement in this house? I don't think there is. Or is there?
No, there is, because in Scream 5 they introduce it.
Okay. So
in Scream 5 they go down to the basement.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. Because there was a moment where when Matthew Lillard, when Stu says he's going to go get beers, and this is after this scene. So, and I was like, wait, is this a moment where they kind of told you? Because he would have seen her. You know,
That's
like he would have.
so
He was like, "I'll be
smart,
right back. I'm gonna
Laron.
go get more beers." He would have seen the body,
Yeah,
all gory on the,
which is
whatever.
such good. That is good writing because
Mhm.
I feel like a great whodunit is never lying to the audience or like denying them
Mhm.
information. They're just maybe focusing on a different character.
Right.
So he's never like avoiding, like, oh, we can't have no, because that's that is so smart. I never ever thought
Yeah.
of that.
It's just like, because he would have gone into the garage and he would have seen this bloody corpse right
Yeah,
there.
and of course
He
we're
would
not
have been
thinking it
freaking out about it. We're not
as an
thinking about it.
audience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
But
so smart. So
nope.
this has to be Billy, right? Because Stu's hosting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Billy shows up later.
That's right. He showed up later.
And there is something that I noticed. Now I'm starting to question. It's funny, I've been talking so much. I'm not like focusing on like the details. I remember thinking that it's Billy does the single arm in the air when he stabs, where Stu does the two hands in the air.
Mm.
So Stu, I think, is the one who kills Himbry because he does the two arms. And then I think it's at Sydney's house earlier. It's the two arms.
Yeah.
Because that would that would clear up Billy to say no, he really wasn't there. Maybe he made a phone call, but it was not him.
There are also scream queens I wish we got more of, because I felt like Sarah Michelle Gellar was like top tier, like probably more interesting than Julie James. And I know she did last summer. And
100%. I no shade to
we love
Julie,
her.
no journal of Hewitt, but
and then she's so good in her one scene in Scream 2. I was like, why didn't she get more Scream Queen roles? She was really good. But
it's probably just Buffy. She's probably literally just so busy with Buffy.
That's true.
Again, like listeners, if maybe you weren't around in the 90s, I don't know, like, but at the time when Buffy came out, a year later, well, I guess, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, a year later, we get I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream 2, both starring SMG, who was also starring in, I want to say, season 2 or 3 of Buffy. So she was at such a height in her career.
That makes sense.
It's like hard to describe. Like, it was crazy.
I love her in so much. Even Cruel Intentions, like that's another one that I
just watched it for the first time since I was a kid the other day, and
oh really?
She's so good in it.
I have probably seen that 80 times. Like it's
my god, incredible.
Yeah, really good, and also like wild. It's like
it's darker than I thought it would be.
You want to sleep with your half sister, right, or something like. Okay.
Oh, speaking of spoof movies, in Not Another Teen Movie, they spoof Cruel Intentions. And in Cruel Intentions, they're siblings, but through marriage. Like they're, and in that movie, he's like, if you lose the bet, you have to sleep with me. He's like, I'm your brother. And she's like, only by blood.
Only by blood. It's like, cool. Yeah, that was a wild time.
So crazy.
The Irreverent,
that was 99, right? That was a year before Scream 3.
It was either 99 or 2000, but yes, it was right there in that era, like that. The tail end of the 90s or early.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you could have never made that movie after 2000. No. There was something very end of a decade era.
Remember, we were so deprived as kids because everything was suggested. There's so much like explicit innuendo and like spicy language, but not a lot of gratuitous nudity, really. Because you think of that, like Cruel Intentions was like it made a lot of young gay men gay.
Same. I forgot that it was my gay awakening.
Because Ryan Felipe was just like, wait, I remember the exact moment I was like, I get it. Okay. So I think that I
will say, I think we can, maybe you can also attest to this, that we were sort of warmed up to him being the sexual awakening from
Yeah.
his shower scene. I know you did last summer.
Yeah, well, right, because you get the
It's
tease.
like,
You get the tease, and I know what you did last summer, but then you get the meal and Cruel Intentions, and you're like, oh, okay. And so I feel like, there was but the idea though, like that movie was so irreverent at the time, or provocative at the time. Like when Sarah Michelle Gellar kisses Selma Blair, and you're like, it was such a big deal, like culturally, pop culturally. And now that is so tame by comparison to like Eat It rivalry or whatever else is what kids have now. It's like, kids, you have no idea how deprived we were as kids.
No idea.
We don't have the things you have.
We thought it was juicier than it was.
You watch it and they're like, this is what y'all are losing your mind over. I'm like, it was
she just looked at her. Yeah, but it was crazy. Did you see how she looked at her?
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know how she could trust Sydney could trust anyone ever again after this, because truly the way he emotionally manipulated her, like, especially in this scene, like, she's finally doing this. She's finally comfortable with the idea of doing this. He's gotten her to let her guard down and be vulnerable and be open and whatever. And all the while, it's all just a play.
I'm very curious what Mark's personality is going to be in Scream 7.
That's what I really
who
hope
is
have
he?
chemistry.
What is it?
What is it about him that? I was like, I hope they don't like botch that. Like, I hope there's good like dynamic between them, because I don't want him to just be there because they're like, well, we have to make you a character because we said Mark.
It can't just be like, oh, he's a cop, because Sydney would never just settle on that. She'd be like, no, what? He could be a dirty cop. He could be this. You know. It'd
also be interesting if she doesn't trust him that much. It'd be kind of interesting if there's still like a hesitation. Like she loves him. Like, babe, when are you gonna let me in? Like, when are you gonna let me?
Yeah.
Like, it's me, your husband. And you're like, what? Like,
however, I could see an argument made for the fact of what Derek's influence had on her from Scream 2, because she didn't trust him, and then he ended up having to pay the price for it. So maybe there is this sort of like, she juggles that emotional kind of weight.
Yeah.
Like, in not trusting Derek. God, I'm not going to victim blame Sidney Prescott. Hear you, me. But like, in not trusting him, Mickey was going to kill him regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's unfortunate that the tragedy was she didn't trust him until it was too late. So maybe that also holds, because in Scream 3, she still has the Greek letters that Derek gave her. So like, that still holds some resonance.
That's true. Like, you got to allow yourself to trust again. If someone's here, maybe they're not a psycho killer. It's like, maybe.
I have a good feeling, but I hope they really dig into that with her and Tatum 2.0, the new Tatum, her daughter, in Scream 7. Because, I think this is like not being talked about enough. Maybe it is. Maybe it's just me in my head. But like, Sydney's a mom.
That's
like,
a big deal.
The whole point of this franchise is about the sins of her mother. And like, that's the whole precedent for everything that happens. And now Sydney is that type of character.
Yeah, she's going to be a maternal.
I hope they just swing for the fences.
I hope that lands.
I hope Scream 7 is so fucking weird. I hope the reveal is
supernatural.
Make it bonkers. That would
be.
The thing is like,
I'm just so tired of it being like some person that
random pro.
But I think the thing is like, Scream 3 kind of played with the concept of supernatural. Like, I feel like that's the only place the Scream franchise will go in terms of supernatural, where it's like, again, very meta, and it's ghosts, but it's not literally ghosts. It's the ghosts of the past, and yada, yada, yada.
Oh, yeah. The theory.
Yeah, I think this is the moment. Laron and I are literally thinking the same thoughts. This is a great opportunity.
So this is what you were setting up at the beginning.
It should also be said really quickly, just to kind of tie it into Scream 7 specifically. If you notice Gail's outfit here with the red little shirt and the leopard print, that's her outfit, at least in the promo materials for Scream 7. So fun little
kind
note
of reverse. There. Like, she has like a leopard, a leopard red blazer with a leopard kind of interior brown tan thing. So that's good.
Okay, so yes. So I had an idea.
Are you referring to the TCM?
Yes.
The TCM reference. Okay.
Yes. Do we want to preface why that's relevant, or is that all part of your? I trust you. You got this.
I will say, okay, Zach, this is like specifically for you, and everyone listening too, of course, but
mostly for me.
Because Danny,
we already. Laron and I geeked out over it. We were like, "Oh my god!" Like just texting each other, like, "This is if this isn't it. What else is it going to be like?"
Well, it kind of like further confirms my idea that whoever the killers are, whether it's definitively Stu or not, I don't think I lean towards it not being. But they're teasing that. It's clearly in the marketing. It's part of it. He's doing the campaigning and everything. But they've started using Texas Chainsaw references to kind of like, they made that new poster where it's in the form of Texas Chainsaw.
Yeah.
It's playing on the marquee in the town.
In the trailer, it's playing in the marquee on the thing. And I'm like, I feel like there's a weird tie here, and if it's just loose, But the idea that, like, when you think about Leatherface, like, he kills his victims, but then he wears their hide, like their face.
Yeah.
So, like, he goes around masquerading as the victims, killing other people with the face of the boyfriend of the person that they just killed,
Sure.
And if you think about that in a symbolic sense, if whoever this is pretending to be Stu, it's kind of like you're taking the ghost of the past and you're kind of, in that way, using all of the people that they're bringing back. If we're using the AI.
Yeah. So that's the theory, is like, a lot of people are saying like AI seems like, what are we commenting on now? What is the thing?
Yeah.
So he could be using AI killers, as a decoy
to fuck with Sydney.
With Sydney, like you got the killer in the third one. Sorry, Roman's coming back. Stu's coming back. All these people.
Dewey's coming back.
Dewey's coming back. Who are they? And they could be using Dewey just to like go against Gale. Like maybe when they talk to Gale, that's who they use in this reference.
Just to totally break them down. Like imagine Gale getting a call from Dewey, which again, it's kind of like elevating and evolving the technology from 3 in a way that actually makes sense, because we've seen what AI, like this technology, can do. And even
people believe what they're seeing. It's not real. It's kind of like it's all made up. I can't tell you how many times people share AI things with me. I'm like, this is not real. And I hate that you don't know this.
Yeah.
Because that's scary to me. Like I can see it a mile away. Like, and sometimes it's a little bit harder. They are getting better at it. But I will say, if I look at it closely enough, I'm like, this is fake. So we also we have a little bit more media literacy than the general public. But so I feel like that's a clever way to tie in like the way that techno terror has kind of been, even in our,
it's like life. Ghostface wearing these masks, but it's wearing digital masks. Oh my God. I love it so much.
So I can see them using Stu like maybe in the phone, like he's calling and there's the face of Matthew Lillard. So he is in the movie, but they're using, you know what I mean? Like,
so this is where I build on this theory. There's obviously been a lot of conversations about, is Stu coming back? Like to the point that Scream fans are like, give it up. Like, stop. You can't start every movie saying, maybe he's still alive.
Yeah.
Couple things. Correct me if I'm wrong. Well, I guess Charlie is. Yeah. He's one of like the few Ghostface who was like, first of all, was not shot in the head. And that's such like a talking point in this franchise. Like, you have to shoot them in the head. And he's not definitively dead. You never see the body, so to speak.
You do see him get crushed by a TV, but okay.
But it's just a TV. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen Chad Meeks.
Yeah.
Well, Chad Meeks Martin get stabbed 72,000 times in a single scene. And he's just like, what's up?
5. People forget 5. Like, he gets stabbed by 2 Ghostface simultaneously.
It's like upsetting because you're watching someone die.
How many times
only to find out that they're not? Yeah.
Several
and he's like gives like the look like, let me go. Because
That was
happening.
so
He's like,
silly.
I'm dying. There's no way this is.
I think they missed a moment to make that a moment, because it is a moment. It's an emotional moment that
you don't want to see him go. Chad's such a great character. Talk about,
but that's why they should have done it, because it would hurt. It would sting. That would have been the emotional kill of that one. So I feel like
I could not agree more with you.
Yeah,
I would have.
He does kind of have the Dewey mantle now of like he will never die, but Mindy also does.
Which is
okay. So Ghostface in this scene, I definitely think it's Billy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's Billy. It's Billy behind the mask.
Yeah, and it's Stu wearing a ski auric mask.
Yeah, talk about Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes. No, but I was thinking, if they do decide, okay, we are going to have Stu Macher alive in this, if only to finally tell the audience, okay, fine, he was alive, we're going to kill him definitively, we'll make this the Stu movie. And maybe, who knows, he's got a cult following, whatever the reveal is, because I would assume he's not working alone. It did make me think another Texas Chainsaw Massacre reference could be that they treat him almost like the grandpa character, where he is kind of an invalid. And then in the end, after the killers are revealed, there's another reveal, and it's Stu. And he's like,
and he's all mangled.
And do like a modern version, not literal interpretation, but a modern version of the grandpa scene where he's like trying to kill maybe either Sydney or Tatum. And it's like, maybe it's Sydney. Like he's just
like sucking on her finger.
It's just gross. Like he just wants to fucking kill Sydney. After 30 years, he's finally going to be able to. He finally accrued this cult following to allow him to do it. And it's like, oh, but it's also a Texas Chainsaw Massacre reference, like almost perfectly. And he's in a wheelchair, and he's like maybe nonverbal. I don't know. I feel like there's something there.
That is a bold idea, and I do love it.
That's the thing. I want it to be.
It's so
crazy.
Supernatural.
Some people will hate it. But
and he's a ghost.
Also, he's a ghost. Yeah.
He's like, wait, why is my ghost in a wheelchair and I can't talk? What do you mean?
And I also see it being very similar to like the crazy fan theory that he is alive. You know, the fan base that they're commenting on. They're keeping Stu alive in that way. You know what I mean? By exhuming him, by constantly coming up with these reasons for why he could have survived and what have you. And that could be how the killer utilizes,
like spiritually.
With something like that. There's things there. I don't just want it to be Stu. That would be stupid. If it was just Stu and he's just running around.
If it is, it has. Yeah, exactly. There has to be some layer to it that is so. Yeah. We always say in the podcast, like, we're not here to criticize. Movies are hard to make. There's a million people making decisions. Totally get it. There is so much about Scream 6 I love, even when it comes to the reveal. Like, I'm obsessed with these movies. It's so sad. I can't have anything bad to say. My only real criticism is that the finale, the reveal, leaves me wanting. You know, I want. It felt a little. Like, okay, I get it. It's kind of, you could argue it's like, it's the Scream 2 reveal of the new era, I guess. Revenge. Yeah. Okay, I get it. But it does, there's a promise, like you mentioned, Laron, earlier, like that opening scene promises something so wild that it is inevitably feels a little,
why didn't you do that? Why did you introduce this idea and then do that? Otherwise,
so I hope this one takes a swing. I hope just go for the fences, commit to the bit.
Yeah.
Like even Scream 5, you could argue like their motive is so weird and specific, but that's why I love it. It's just so like you hate these people, but they commit to it and it makes it so fun. And then of course you have Mikey Madison and
it is insane to me that Mikey Madison is an Oscar winner. And Laurie Metcalf is not.
She's a nominee though, right?
That's what I'm saying. She should have won that year, but I'm just saying like that's It is bizarre to
Oh
me
yeah,
that,
Lady
that the one
Who said Lady Hawk? You know, Laurie Metcalf and Lady Hawk.
If you were like, if we were just from a time loop, we came here and into this time from the past or something, and like, here are in a sea of ghost face killers. Who do you think has an Oscar between them?
Yeah.
You would not pick Mikey Madison, but
Right.
I'm not saying she didn't deserve it for Nora. I'm just saying it's bizarre.
It's bizarre. It's Laurie fucking Metcalf.
Yes, yeah, it's Laurie Metcalf. But you know,
I was just thinking about this recently. I think I mentioned it in my on like Letterboxd reviews or something, where I'm happy with all of the Ghostface reveals. It all is great. But imagine if you're watching part 3 and Lance Henriksen is revealed as Ghostface, or in Scream 2, David Warner is revealed as Ghostface working with Laurie Metcalf. It's little moments where
yeah, cool things.
It'll never be, but it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
We should use AI technology to no.
Yeah, exactly. But it makes sense because AI is definitely a talking point. People have strong feelings one way or the other. So, and it just seems like a natural fit to weave into the story this time around, especially with the technology.
The thing is these movies are so great when they're commenting on the current culture. And the benefit of 1, 2, and 3, and even 4 maybe, is that they're commenting on very specific movie and genre things. Like obviously Scream is just kind of general horror. You have sequels, trilogies, remakes. Scream 5 works because time passed, because of the whole requel, like legacy sequel thing. Scream 6, I think, is where we're like, wait, what are we talking about here? Like, what is the commentary? They mentioned franchises, but I'm like, I don't know if it lands. So these movies do benefit from time passing a little bit.
Yeah.
Then it makes you wonder, but I think Scream 7 can benefit from that conversation. I think if it's not for time, it's for relevancy. And I think the most relevant thing that people are sort of, specifically with like in the film industry, is artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
I think the biggest draw too, though, for 7 is probably the return of Neve Campbell, I guess, because we're forgetting she was gone for one whole movie. You know, like that's so crazy. It's like, oh, we didn't get to miss her that much, but it is going to be fun to see her again.
You do miss her, though.
You do miss her. Scream 6 is a blast, but her not being there does change the vibe of it in general. They compensate for it in ways by making like the core 4 more fleshed out. They have more time to do so.
And Gail is great in it. Somehow, even though she has so much to do, she is underutilized, I think. But she is great. I'm glad that she gets
that makes it worth the whole thing.
Yeah.
And she does.
Danny, you were talking earlier about Scream. What's the one where? Oh, Scream 4, where you were like, oh, you were on your seat because you were like, this is where they're going to kill Sydney.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you were just like, oh my God, you feel that way in 6.
Yeah.
With Gail. You're like, this is it. She's got to go.
I was like, oh shit, they killed Dewey in 5. They're going to kill Gail in this one.
Yeah.
And then they're probably going to cut a deal with Neve Campbell for 7. And what does that mean? Are they going to kill her there?
I feel like they're going to have a hard time because I've talked about this at length with so many fans, and they're like, the reason they don't kill Gail is because she's such an integral part of the investigative aspect of Scream in terms of like, because if you think about it, like police, like Dewey and now like got rid of Dewey, so it's like,
and they haven't established a substitute for her.
No,
like there's no sassy queen who's like,
you need somebody who's like,
you can't just introduce them in the movie that she dies in and then they take over as her.
Like who's gonna get who's gonna do the who's gonna get the little tidbit
if Parker what is it? It's Jennifer Jolie.
Jennifer Jolie, yeah.
Oh yeah, Angelina is the Sydney, and that God, they loved Angelina Jolie in Scream. They gave her 2 characters her name. Yeah. First of all, again, she could be alive because she only got stabbed a few times and was thrown through a window. I would die if they brought.
Yes. Why are all these people hiding? I would be like,
Yeah,
my moment.
we know they're all in the same like hospital that Sue's in. It's the post Scream.
Yeah, we go there and it's just a sea of all of the people we theorized about being alive. It's like they're yeah, exactly. That's funny. I do worry who's the emotional kill in. I mentioned this to you.
Can I say why? This isn't a spoiler because this is just like a real life thing, and I don't think it holds much weight. But can I tell you why I think or almost know Sydney will never die? It's not like something was spoiled to me. I promise. Yeah. It's just something Neve Campbell said.
Yeah.
She said she kind of, when she was younger, she didn't appreciate sort of how significant these movies are and the character and whatnot. And she said when she started going to conventions and meetups, she would meet people who would be like, Sydney,
she's a survivor.
Yeah, the spirit of Sydney like got me through this and this. And she said it really like changed my perspective. Like she takes it very seriously now because she's like, I acknowledge that this movie has a weight and an importance for people in ways that I maybe don't understand. And she said, and I wish I could find the interview, but she said, I won't do these movies if they kill Sydney.
Yeah, she's like, basically.
So I was like, oh. So is that kind of like confirmation? Like, again, like anything can change. She could even said that to throw us off.
She can't die. I won't do the movie to kill her.
Yeah, she said if I die, then. But however, if ever there was a movie to kill Sydney, it would be because she's protecting her daughter.
Yeah,
and
that would make
scares me. Because it's still a survivor element. It's like, it's still a hero moment.
I think, though, since
maybe Dewey got the hero moment. No more hero moments.
Right. Yeah, I feel like we could lose, I think, three things. I think we could lose, and I would say we're going to lose either a Meeks twin. I lean towards Chad because I think Mindy's a little bit.
Mindy.
Well, see, and
that's
so
funny. Yeah.
I feel like Chad has done the Dewey thing. He's gotten stabbed 2 times and like, oh, just kidding, I'm not dead. This is the third one. So now it's time to like off him. He finally, kicks it. Yep. And then that would leave Mindy, who obviously serves more of a, like, she's more useful in that regard in terms of like knowing more. But I agree with you. It could be Mindy. They could do a little switcheroo.
I almost feel like, not to cut you off, but I almost feel like because she is that, but maybe they already did that because they did it with Randy, where he was he had all the information and then they killed him. So maybe by doing Mindy, they're sort of repeating it. My thing with Chad is he's such a subversive character. He's literally named Chad. He's the jock, but he's so sweet and he's like such a softie.
Yeah.
That I could see him kind of trying to live up to Mindy's potential. Like even in Scream 5, he's like, I forget what he says, but he's kind of agreeing with Mindy. And he's like, she makes a good point. So it's like he understands it. He just doesn't know it as well as she does. But again, I digress.
Yeah. And then I think Gail is, again, like I said, she's such an integral part to the investigative aspect of the story. Because it's still, all these are murder mysteries. They're all Scooby-Doo for adults. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so there's that aspect of it. And the other ones aren't normally the ones finding these clues. It's Gail bringing it to them and then them going along with her. And
Sydney's just but she's the emotional center of it all.
Right. So I feel like you kind of need Gail still, but it would be interesting if she was one. But then, like you said, I agree with you about the Sydney thing. The only thing is they say they have greenlit Scream 8. So,
but what does that mean?
But what does that mean? Yeah, exactly.
Who's in it?
I also am curious if the scene we're seeing in the trailer with the flames and the fire and the house and the whatever, if that's actually the closing scene and not the opening scene, that would be kind of cool. Because then Ghostface burns the house down, close credits, leave us on a cliffhanger for the first time, and then we're all excited and giddy about what's going to happen. And like, we don't know. That would be kind of, it might piss some people off, but I think it would be cool because it would not be expected.
I know. And that's the thing is like, in Scream 2, Randy says something about like the difference between a trilogy and a sequel. And it's that it was planned. Like it's not technically a sequel because it's a planned trilogy. So if they really do have something planned for this, I can see it would be really fun to get a legit, what did you say? Where it's like an open-ended ending.
Yeah.
You know, like we are continuing this story
Or
specifically.
reveal one ghost face or two ghost face or however many there are, and then leave one of them. Like one of them that we didn't unmask.
Yes.
You know, that would be kind of fun. That would be kind of fun.
It would be so fun to find out that, like, I mean, this is a bad example, but like in this one where it's like, who was in the bathroom? And then obviously it's too late now, but like if in Scream 2 you found out, oh, like, hey, I was the guy in the bathroom. That wasn't Billy or Stu. God, I thought I turned off my, I have my, whenever I put up if I do like a peace sign, it does like fireworks and.
Oh, does it? Oh,
it's really annoying. Hold on. What is it? Oh yeah, there it is. Now I'm in a concert.
Oh,
listeners can't see this. This is terrible conversation.
Yeah.
I feel like gotta have a sequel.
It's also interesting that Stu is the one everyone wants to exhume from the grave, because I'm like, there's so many people that also you could make a case for not, but that's the one everyone's like putting all their eggs in. It's like, I'm like, okay, well, what about, like you said, what about Roman? What about
Mickey?
The Mickey or the
Mickey has one of the dumbest, but also one of my favorite motives. It's one of the most original and relevant, I guess. Like, again, we talked about like kind of these movies being very zeitgeisty.
Yeah.
The early to mid 90s were all about the trial. Like that really was a thing. Like people love like the O.J. Simpson trial. Like that changed everything in terms of like how we watch television and how we consume reality. And we add this drama element to it. The media,
there was definitely a commentary on like how we consume violence in media and all of that. So, which has kind of been lost a little bit over the years, you know, and now we're so desensitized to it. There should be something about that. The way that people are literally getting murdered on the news now, and kids have seen people get murdered on screen. And we're all just drugs to it.
I love Scream when it's saying something, because it's okay to say something. It doesn't have to be totally like, doesn't have to commit totally and like have the serious takeaway at the end of it. But because it's funny, so many horror movies are criticized for being, and not criticized, but or just acknowledged, or there's an awareness that they are very much locked in a time period. And some people like to make movies that feel timeless. Scream movies, in my opinion, are at their best when they are not timeless. Like, this is 1996.
Yeah.
You know, Scream 3 is 2000. That is so post-Columbine horror movie, bloodless, kind of silly. We're sort of, we haven't quite hit 2001 yet. The World Trade Center is still there. We're not totally broken, but we are we're definitely not desensitized, because we cannot handle,
like you said, these
gory
movies
movie at that time.
Of a particular moment in time.
Yeah.
And it's fun to go back and think about what was going on at that point in time by watching it, rather than constantly trying to, like you said. But I wonder too, like, I mean, now in this current climate, I'm trying to think what's happening in horror movies specifically that we haven't touched ground on in terms of.
If anything, I would argue like they're being, again, this might be empty calories of comment, and I don't mean to be like fishing for something, but because horror movies have had a place in like the Oscars, just not that much, you know. But like this year we have how many movies in Best Picture we have a Dracula, not Dracula, but vampire movie and a Frankenstein movie in Best Picture in the same year. There is like an appreciation for it. However, they did kind of touch on elevated horror, which that's not to say it's the same thing, but like there's something of like how general audiences consume horror compared to how horror was sort of
social message horror, like not thinking about, I don't think we've really touched roots about like, oh, it's important now. We're talking about real issues, like Get Out's about, cultural appropriation and racism. Like, the Substance is about objectification of women, like we're actually like making message movies through it. And I feel like even Sinners, I think it would be very cool. And I think it has the momentum right now, even though one battle is set to sweep. I really think the Oscars, if they meet the moment right now, the way they did with like Moonlight, where La La Land was probably what was going to win. And then Trump politics happened and Hollywood kind of said, you know what? No, we want to be on the right side of history and have a moment to talk about a subject that, you know what I mean, that this administration never will. And so Moonlight became important because of that. That win becomes important.
I mean, that was 2016, right? That was
the
year.
Like the year. Yeah. So, and now I feel like Sinners, if that won, that would be such a cool Best Picture winner because it's a horror film directed and written by a black man, starring an almost all black cast. Like that would just be a cool cultural touchstone in Oscar history for all the reasons. It'd be cool if it's about, but also it being a horror movie. You know, we say we don't.
I mean, let PTA get his Oscar. He deserves it. Yeah, give him his best director. Sinners could. I was thinking about this recently too, Laron. Where like, I mean, Sinners, I think, is still going to get screenplay. It's going to get score.
Yeah.
It's going to get was it production design or maybe costume, like something kind of technical just to give it because they're going to want it to walk home with awards because it's just one of those movies that is so of the time. Like in 5 years, it'll be like how like the first movie that comes, like Goodfellas, like it only won like one Oscar, and you look back, you're like, how did we not give it? And I think the Academy voters are becoming a little bit more aware of that.
Yeah,
of like you didn't win Best Picture. What do you mean it didn't win Best Picture? Like it's Sinners, like, and it came out at the time that it came out in. Like, it's insane. The idea of like monsters infiltrating this space and destroying it, and people like rising up against the horror, like. It's so relevant.
And I feel like director's in the bag. Like it's definitely PTA's time. He's overdue for it in many ways. And I'm not mad at that. It would be cool if Ryan Coogler were director because he would be very cool. First. He'd be the first. There's only 7 black directors who've ever been nominated. He would be the first. So he'd be the Halle Berry of directors, where the only black person to ever win Best Director. And that would be a worthy candidate for it. You know, like, but
do you have a preference for which picture versus director if it had to be split?
I think director would mean more, but I think that the way it's going to go is that the way that's more likely, I should say, is that it'll probably Sinners wins Best Picture as an upset, like a surprise upset, and then and then PT gets director, and a lot of the other craft departments will probably go there too, with the exception of like, you know.
Sinners could really surprise because it had such a high momentum's in its favor. One battle kind of like took the heat, but then also like it kept winning a bunch, so maybe people are a little like, okay, I want to.
Yeah, they're kind of bored of it.
Wasn't Sinners pretty great? Yeah, like, and then they re-released Sinners recently, and
here's that song. Here's that Moby song.
Let's say the Moby Dick song.
Moby Dick song.
That's not Moby Dick. Zach, thank you for letting us indulge and steal so much of the audio. I can't believe we're already at the end of the movie. I feel like we just started this conversation.
This has been our official Scream 7 commentary.
To be fair,
I don't think we said one thing about this movie.
We said exactly 3 things about it. But over the course
our conversation would not exist without this movie. If that's any consolation,
it's a catalyst for all conversations about
the amount of times I was almost like, all right, I should probably take a bathroom break here, and now it's like, oh, we're in the credits. Yeah, you guys, that was Scream 7.
Okay, so since that was Scream 7. Okay. We've ranked the openings. Now you need to, and we don't have much time, but we have to rank the closing character cards, the character, and they
the songs not specifically,
not just the character cards, but with the song. So,
okay. Okay. For me, I'm just gonna
let's
step right in.
let's just do our top 3.
1, 5, 2.
Okay, yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yeah,
I agree. 5. It's so close to 1 for me in terms like it's so close to overtaking.
6 is Demi Lovato,
which is not a bad like modern song, but I'm gonna go ahead and
it's not bad, and I'm glad. For example, like I don't know, my hope. I'm not a fan, and I'm not a fan. I just don't know them that well. But like, there's that band Ice Nine Kills that's been heavily mentioned in a lot of specific Scream marketing, and I know there's a huge fan base that loves that band, and it's very like hard, heavy, like rock metal.
Yeah,
I hope they have a song in the credits to give that part of the fan base that type of style, because Scream 6 had that type of, and this one had. I hope we cover all of it. So
I'm gonna say 1, 2, 5 for my 3. But what I'm curious about is, do you think that the writers and the filmmakers that go into this, like obviously the Scream fandom is insane. Obviously we are clinically insane.
A testament to that.
The way that we are obsessed about this piece of media.
Clinic in the trailer for Scream 7. Yes. We're patients there.
Yes. Do you think though that they think about all this shit that we think about? Or do you think it's like, they're like, whatever, it's just another Scream movie? Or do you think they sit there like, the fans want this, and we got to do the credits thing because we did it in all the other ones? Do you think they think about all these things that have to be like Scream hallmarks, and they say
like staples of these movies that have to be included?
Do they integrate that into the decision making, or is it just like we get lucky or whatever?
If it was any other franchise or any other movie, I would say no. I honestly genuinely do think that there is like an intentionality in terms of these very niche decisions. Yeah. Maybe it's not so much that it's like a hill anyone will die on, you know, where they're like, we have to have this. And some studio head or exec is like, well, no, we're not. And they're like, all right, fine. Well, you know, I tried.
Yeah.
But I do think the fact that we still do like the title card or the face, you know, like there is like an awareness of like, this is what it is. Like, let's try. Maybe we do. Yeah. Like me saying, I hope they do this because it's feeding into this. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're having that conversation, and there are people who
be like, okay, I'm going to let you guys write it, but I'm going to give you all the ideas. I'm going to tell you all the things you have to include and all the things you're going to remove, and you know, like that sort of thing. Like, I would love to be that person. I don't think that role doesn't exist, but that's what I want.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be. I think in general, I can't think of a horror franchise that has as much conversation like leading up to it as any other, because I really think what Scream does, particularly what this first one established, is basically that because someone's asked me like, why is Scream like the one? Why is that the one that endures? And they're just genuinely asking, not because like they don't like it, but they just don't. And they're like, it seems to just exist, like it has its own like mega fan base. And I think what differentiates, because we don't really talk about the characters, say in Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, you might talk about Heather Langenkamp, but you won't really talk about like, oh, that one character in 5. Like you might yourself, but like as a collective, you don't. You know, like, so I feel like with Scream, it's like they've created characters first. And I think that's the thing, is they fleshed out these people enough that we're invested in what happens to them. We're thinking about them. And I think they just started adding characterization that was not really a strong thing that was incorporated into horror movies prior to. And so we care about what these people are doing. We have theories about the lives they're living off screen, you know, and in other movies, you're like, okay, yeah, Michael's chasing whoever, or someone's, you know, you're not really, you're invested in the moment for the movie, but not necessarily post movie. And so I think that's what's different. And then also, of course, the fact that Ghostface is always someone different. And
well, you said it earlier, like it's the Scooby-Doo element. We are so
mystery.
spoiled with this franchise. You get the Scooby-Doo element, and then you have the return on investment where you are like, oh, well, now I want to rewatch it to pick up on these things. You always get something new. And you have these characters who have sustained, you know?
Yeah.
Like, God, even the dead ones, like Stu is still in the conversation as
we're still
just
talking
like
about Stu. Like, I mean,
oh wait, really quick. I just want to say
we're doing it, you know,
there's a thing coming up that I want people to notice. No thanks whatsoever to the Santa Rosa City School District Governing Board.
That is so funny.
I have a friend who I only met a few years ago who lives in San Francisco. He grew up in Santa Rosa, went to that high school, and was around when this happened. And I think he said he had never seen these movies, but he remembers this being a big deal. And he was like, oh yeah, I was in town. It was crazy. Everyone was so nuts about it. I'm like, I don't think you understand like what this moment means to me right now that I'm talking to you right now.
You're more important to me as a person.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. I was like, we're now best friends. Interesting.
There's the D again. There you go. D films.
The D.
So,
always
got to end with a D.
Got to end with a D. Start with a D, end with a D.
This was a blast. I know that it was chaotic and the conversation went 85 different directions, but I don't think, I think there was some rich commentary, maybe not specifically about Scream 1996, but I do think there was some good
there was good commentary about Scream 96, 97, 2000, 2011, 2022, 2023, and now 2026.
Yeah, and when does Scream 7 come out?
February 27th.
27th, okay.
But I'm going to see it on the 26th with a group of people for the early screening. They have like
This is what's messing me up is, I mean, we fly into LA. So I don't know. Did I mention this already? We're going to go to see it at the Vista Theater. Okay. We're going to be flying in early on the 26th. So I still haven't gotten tickets. I can still get tickets for that night. Because the thought of me, I have to text you guys after, like, on like as we all see it. It would be insane to go 24 hours without being able to have like the gut check
of what happened.
Yeah,
it's what everyone else is already
like the truth exists so in real. The world. Yeah,
for sure.
It's living and breathing, and I'm simply.
I have a similar issue where the only reason I'm not going to be in that same theater with you, because you did preface this as an idea that would have been cool. The two biggest fans of Scream, who we've never met personally, which is so crazy to me. Like Caleb,
I don't know who you are. Who are you?
Caleb has met human in person. He has shook his hand and talked to him for an hour in the lobby randomly because he went to a theater at the same time as Dan. Like, what are the odds? You don't even live there. You just stopped there, weird. And there's Danny. And he's like, "Look who I met, and look who you haven't met." And I'm like,
that blows my mind.
It really
happened.
It actually makes me so jealous, and I'm like low key, like not over it yet because I still haven't met Danny. I just think I know Danny because we've done this. You know, so.
I'm AI. I'm not really this.
You're not real. It's like
I'm Matthew Lillard.
Exactly. He's actually Matthew Lillard. But yeah, so I can't go see it that weekend because I'm going to Texas to see Lady Gaga for her Mayhem tour.
Sydney would understand.
I was like,
we've had this exact dialogue.
I was like, I need to go early because I'm not waiting till fucking Monday to watch it. There's no way. So I'm going to see it Thursday night before we leave Friday to go there for the weekend to see that. And then the concert's not.
What a weekend.
I know. It's like, that's going to be a pretty big deal for me. Yeah. So
I am trying to I want to dress up as Sydney without dressing up as Sydney. So I want to find like a cute, like purple t-shirt and a jean jacket and some black slacks.
You don't want to wear her nightgown from the opening or like,
I feel like with the buttons undone.
I have that ready. I already bought that just in case. Yeah. I wish I had a Harry Ches from the Scary Movie reference, but
yeah. So I'm excited, but I'll probably see it Thursday. So I will have it. All the things will be running in my brain. And then when you finally see it Friday or Saturday, I will, we'll be engaging. Yes, for sure.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
Hopefully about how much we love it and not how disappointed we are.
I'm going to love it.
I've not been disappointed yet, really.
No.
You know, like 3 was a slight disappointment at the time, but it's appreciated over time. So
3 was
like,
good because I saw it
Sure.
at the right age in theaters. My mom took me to see it. And I was like, what? So 2000, so it would have been like 11-ish, 12, 11.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved it. I ate it up, you know?
Yeah. So I feel like they would have to do a really good job at effing this up.
Yeah, you
if
have to, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, is it going to reach the heights we wanted to? Maybe not. But as long as we like the film and we still, and it's not
it
like
has
that.
Ethan Embry. Ethan Embry is making like a huge mainstream cinema. He's on the poster.
I did not know that Ethan Embry was in this movie.
Also, fun fact.
That's amazing.
The marketing
Ethan
for this
Embry,
has been all over the place. Like, go ahead.
No. Ethan Embry auditioned for Stu Macher, and I always thought Ethan Embry looked like Matthew Lillard. So I don't know if they did that. Again, how intentional are these filmmakers?
Right.
Is he related? Are they going to do that again after Scream 6? Is that too much? Related to the
if I'm ever like at one of these Q&As or one of those like whatever premieres or something like that, that's going to be my question. It's like, we're crazy, we're psychopasts, but are you guys crazy psychopaths and listen to all of our...
Did you hire one of us to figure this out? Like,
because you could find any of us and literally we'll sit here and help you flesh this out and what makes sense, what's canon, what's
just
not.
We're the onset. Yeah.
Yes.
We just give information.
You wouldn't do that because that guy. Exactly. The script supervisor that doesn't actually supervise the script. Yeah.
The script supervisor was the role.
Exactly. Yes. But did you get that?
Did you get that? Yes, exactly. I got that.
But yeah, so yeah, I'm excited. We'll see where everything goes. The one thing I'm sad about, and I read that Paramount doesn't do the there was an article written about it, why they've been so scarce with marketing just in general. It's kind of like in general for marketing, not just for Scream, but Scream is the first one we're concerned about. But basically they're like, we can't gamble. We've lost so much funding at this point. We have to like be very intentional about when and how we market it now.
Maybe that's a benefit, maybe they'll avoid too much spoiler, too much
is revealed. Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing, but it has,
because I've already seen one thing that I'm like, oh no. Yeah. And it's not even, again, it's only because we're out of our fucking minds. Yeah, we notice things that don't even make sense. Like I'm noticing a thing that is like evocative of other things I've seen that I'm like, does that mean this? Or and then I was like, maybe they planted that there because we know that's what we would think and it's the opposite. So then it isn't. Exactly. Or did they go even further knowing we would think that? So then it is. I'm like, oh, Daniel,
and
you need to go to bed.
We didn't even think about that, bro.
We didn't know.
Yeah, but because something we haven't seen or even talked about was the fact that we haven't seen any clips of Anna Camp. We've seen there's so many like characters that are on.
Who are the supporting characters? Who are these people? Like
they're like keeping them at arms. Like we are not close to the
big,
chest.
like names too.
Yeah, I'm like Anna Camp. Like you don't put Anna Camp in there and don't let her, like,
or who's now? I feel bad. I'm forgetting her name, but McKenna she's Grace. A young McKenna Grace.
I worked with her. She was I was on a movie that shot here last year, and she had just got off of the set of she had just wrapped on Scream 7. I was like, you don't.
You're like looking for like fake blood that she forgot to wipe off. You're like,
I was like, you don't understand who you're standing in front of right now. I have 3.5 weeks.
You're like, I'm kind of a celebrity.
Every time you go to Crafty, we are going to be talking about Scream. I need you to understand. No, you signed an NDA.
I love it.
You can't tell me anything, but she was so cagey. She was so good
Blink
about
twice if
you're the killer. Blink twice if you're the opening kill. Blink twice. All these things. And she was like, but a lot of the things she alluded to, I was like, I won't share it because I want to spoil anything with you guys. But I will say, like, I have a theory also about that one too, because of what she omitted and what have you. So I'm like, I'm curious about that too. She was like, I have a
very strong theory.
She's like, I have a few scenes with Neve Campbell. And I got to watch her do her thing and all this stuff. Like, it was like very like, And I was like, so you aren't on screen very much. but you have a few scenes with Nev Campbell. I'm like, that's interesting to me. Why would you have a scene with Nev Campbell? You're a tertiary character unless you aren't, so I'm just saying.
But she is Tatum's BFF, apparently, or at least one of them.
Very curious if that's just whatever. She could have been throwing me off too. So it's like, you never know. But it was a fun 3 weeks. She understood.
I'm so excited, you guys. I can't handle
my
it.
fandom with that. Because she's dating Mason Thames from the Black Phone movies, the lead actor in that.
I didn't know that.
How to Train Your Dragon. They also did some really bad rom-com last year.
Oh, so she's definitely not the killer because he would never date a killer.
Last year, like Five Nights at Freddy's. She was shot Scream. She did the movie that we did in Oklahoma. Then she's going to be in the Hunger Games pretty soon. The new reboot for that. I was like,
which makes you wonder. Maybe she doesn't have the energy to be a Ghostface killer.
I mean,
she's like, I'll do a cameo. I can't do this whole performance, song and dance.
Exactly. But yes, I know we're keeping you guys, especially Zach. So I will say,
you're not keeping me. I'll just.
I could just walk away, and you guys could just let it roll.
But I'll be. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, we're still recording. This is all an episode. I'm just like like.
This went exactly as I expected it to. Danny, I texted you.
I did warn Zach.
I texted you. I would exercise some self-control. That was a lie. I lied to you.
You failed miserably. I've never seen someone not do that more than you didn't.
It's like, it wasn't even in my mind. As soon as we started talking, it's like, oh yeah, I said I wouldn't do that.
Well, every time someone, we're doing it right now, someone would bring up something, and I'm like, wait, there's 5 things I need to say.
This just landed in my hand. I know I just said I gave this up, and it was out of habit.
Where did I get this hunting knife? It's like the scene in Scary Movie when like the mask and the phone and the knife fall out of his pocket.
Yes.
That's just us.
We're getting Scary Movie 6 too this year. I'm excited for that. Like that's very underselling. They're underselling that. I'm like, that's a big deal. Scary Movie 6, and we're bringing back the Wayans brothers and Brenda and all that.
Yeah, that's what's huge.
I just want to tell listeners that Laron and I somehow, I don't know how we got to it, but we decided that we are Brenda and Cindy.
We are
Cindy Campbell and Brenda Meeks.
I really think we're more Randy and Mindy, but
yes. Which also Mindy and Brenda are Meekses, which is funny.
That's true. That is true.
And and Randy.
That's true. Yeah, they're all. If
this was our podcast, this is where we would say
that's what happened. But yeah, so he's in my phone as
conspiracy theory.
Danny, aka Cindy, to Lynn Miller.
That's so funny.
If I don't hear from you for a year, Zach, I understand. But feel free to onto a regular episode at any point in time in the future. If you guys find one that you think I'd be good for, that's not Scream.
It'll probably be a Scream movie.
It'll probably be the next Scream movie. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm sure we'll talk sometime later this month once we've all seen the movie. I'm sure I'll.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
I'll sprinkle in a little something into the conversation.
I don't know.
I'm so sorry, Zach. I could not be sorrier than how much I talked over you.
And Danny, I think, at least Danny, he might have already shared that, like, he's going to be on our Scream 7.
Oh yeah, did I even mention that
episode?
I don't think so.
Doing it because we do all the new movies, so it's kind of like I have assembled a team of Scream Avengers, and Danny
that's awesome.
Like, he's Iron Man in that regard. So it's like, so I guess I'm
the Loki in that regard. I just like fuck shit up.
So Caleb is going to be the you in that scenario where he is a fan of Scream. He thinks they're fun movies, but he is not a psychopath. Everyone else on there is a psychopath. So he's like, this is for you, Laron. Invite whoever you want to. I'm just going to listen.
Scream movies don't create psychos. Scream movies make psychos more creative in podcasts about Scream.
Yeah, exactly. So it felt appropriate. It felt appropriate to invite him to the Scream 7 episode because Danny would be like, "Why was I not invited to this?" Like,
I would have That would have
Who
been my
else?
motive. That would have been
That
like,
would
what's
have
the
been your
motive of the
motive,
killer?
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He wasn't on
And that
the
was the
podcast.
last podcast Laron ever recorded.
That's talk about modern motives. That's podcast.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
Exactly. But well, it is late.
All right.
I will let you guys go. I know we're on different time zones. So
Yep.
Danny, it's only like 7:43.
Oh yeah, I'm about to.
Yeah.
I'm literally like, am I watching Scream?
Yeah, we're
2,
like 10 o'clock
3
here.
or 5 tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
All right. Well, thank you, Laron, for coming. That was
Who's
fun.
this? What's that voice? What's that? You're here? Sorry.
Yeah, there's a third person here. It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
All right. Well, listeners, I hope you enjoyed our Scream 7 commentary on Scream 1. And let us know what you think of Scream 7 when it comes out. Find us on social media, How I Met Your Monster, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We're all over the place. And until next time, thank you all for listening. Now go meet some monsters.